Yeah, once it goes live,
But
once it goes live, then we'll do like live from the den. Hey, or here.
All right, cool.
Roderick, what up?
This is
Bro, I'm
episode.
just chilling, man. How y'all doing?
Pretty good, pretty good. This is episode 7, right?
Oh. Yeah, I thought it was 6, but it might be 7. You might be right. Yeah,
it's 7. I'm
okay. Right. Then why you asking me?
Because I thought that you were gonna reconfirm it with me, but I know already.
Well, it's 6 or 7, so that was 50% reconfirmed. It's my expression for the whole episode.
Ram, you noticed this background behind me?
Yeah.
I know Tiamo's looked at it a couple of times, man. I know this background.
I don't know. I can't. It's black or white and gray. That's all I can see.
That's all y'all see?
Yeah.
All right, good. That'll work.
I don't know if that's good or not, but okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna leave it at that, man.
Word up, G. Word.
Yeah, this background is used on Pornhub. That's all I'm saying for certain interviews.
Oh man, I wish it would have showed up. Fuck.
Hopefully
we're not live yet.
Background, and that's what I put behind me, man.
Okay. All right. We're open to it. Just didn't know we can't see it.
No, I think it is up. I think that's what he's talking about. What he had.
Yeah, you see like a sofa over here behind me.
Yeah.
Oh my God. I didn't. I just caught that.
Yeah, John.
Oh shit.
That's how we starting out, baby. Let's go. Yo.
Yeah, they go have me on here. I'm coming with some jokes.
We're not live yet.
Oh, we good.
We're not live.
This is why you're.
I just recorded.
This is why you're on here, of course. Hey, Danku, it's my guy Danku. It's my guy Roderick. I rap with Danku. We make music together. That's my guy for a long time. Roderick, I met with I think 6 months ago or so. My guy, cool as shit. Anyway, just introduce.
Oh, I lost all the sound. I don't hear you.
Oh, really?
Oh, really?
You hear me?
Uh-oh.
I hear you.
Did you mute something on that or?
No, he's not mute, and I can still hear him. Can you hear me or no?
I can hear everything.
I don't mind, but yeah, you guys are gone. That's it.
Yeah, everything's good on my end.
That's it.
Tell him to type in the chat and tell him to go out and come back in.
Okay, hold up.
Or text him or something. If
Yeah,
you can't hear us. Because I won't hit live yet until we do that. You can hear us? Oh yeah. All right.
Yeah, he did that. He went out and came back in. I hit him. See if this works.
That was weird. Hopefully it doesn't happen
I've never
mid fucking podcast. That would be weird.
Yeah.
So we do have Illogic the 21st then, but I might sketch because I don't want to dip out too far, but I had a conversation with her today about getting Britton Hart back. It might be November 15th, which is a Tuesday. Wait, is that when are you gone? When is that?
The Ali Sadiq, that's actually the 25th. I just figured that out.
All right. So November 15th is that should be all right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
And if I looked it up, so it's not the 15th, it's the 20th, 25th. My brother's actually coming here. I mixed up the dates. My brother's actually coming here to hang out for the Afro Tech. It's like the Black Business Tech Conference here in Austin.
Oh, that's
He's coming with PayPal and represent Beat Locker too. And so me and him are gonna hang out. We're gonna end up going to the Baby concert.
Well, you enjoy that.
I'm not a big DaBaby fan at all, but
he's probably a terrible live performer, by the way. He's probably gonna rap over his vocals the whole set.
Yeah. I already know that. My thing is there are a few songs where I've heard him and I'm like, oh yeah, he's spitting, but it ain't nothing that I've like went back and replayed. So I think it'd just be fun for me and my brother to turn up, get drunk, and have a good time and shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean that's all you can do to tolerate the over the vocal rap.
Yeah, trust me. Me and him both will be like, it's about.
I asked Pascal the other day. I said, if he saw when Post Malone fell through the stage and broke his rib cage.
Yeah, I saw that shit. Yeah.
So like when that shit happened, I said, and then he kept, his song kept playing. Like he wasn't doing shit, but his song kept playing. And I figured he was one of those because he's like,
oh yeah, he can't not be. He uses too much auto tune, and I do that.
Yeah. So I figured he was one of those. But then I asked Pascal, I said, hey, if you were offered a free ticket to go see Post Malone, would you go? And he was like, hell yeah. And I said, well, that would probably be, I'd probably say no. And he said, why? I said, I have no interest in sitting and watching Post Malone perform over vocal tracks. The whole,
yeah.
I have no interest in going to shows like that. Like the Baby, I would not, I wouldn't even go.
Here's why it's different, I think, in terms of a big show like that. And it's because I like some of Post Malone's music. I don't like all of it at all. I mean, I like a few songs. I like a few Baby songs that I've heard in terms of his spitting. Just the verses. Hooks are like, okay. Beats are okay. But the verses, he be saying some shit, and I like the way he spits. Would I go buy the shit? No. Do I stream it? No. But it's about the energy at the show, right? It's not like I'm not going there to look at Wu-Tang or Nas or anybody rap. I'm going there to get drunk, maybe do some shrooms, and fucking turn up, literally. Like it's literally on some young shit and turning up. But we just have some fun. I'm not going to be wowed by the performance. And that's the difference. You got to set your mind a little different. And I wouldn't turn it down, but if my brother wasn't talking about going while he's here, I wouldn't fucking be like, oh, I'm going to the Baby show.
No,
you know what I'm saying?
I feel you. And you know me, though.
That's it.
You know me. I only go
we
to
should be
a show.
Recording this. We should be live recording this.
Oh, well, while we're recording, it'll be reposted like this or be reposted. But,
okay,
what I'm saying is I'm complete opposite of you because I don't go to shows to get fucked up and have a good time and party and shit. I don't do that. My shit is I want to see the performance. I want to be impressed by the performance because you know how involved and
well, I'm the same way when it comes to a performer that I expect that from, but I don't expect that from the Baby. I don't expect that from Post Malone. I expect what I get. But if I'm going to see Kweli, I saw Kweli. The first show I saw here in Austin was Kweli. Kweli put on an amazing show.
Is that your first time ever seeing Kweli?
No, I've seen Kweli 4 or 5 times. I love. That's it's been one of my favorite rappers since fucking Black Star started. So I've seen him a few times. It might be 4, it might be 5. I don't know. But every time it's a good show. But I expect that, right? I expect it to be a performance. I don't expect those artists to be a performance. I expect those artists to be a party with 10,000 to 5,000 to 2,000 or 100 some other people, whatever it is. You know what I'm saying? That I just go with a different expectation. But that's also why I said I would take shrooms to get drunk, because so that I'm not paying attention so analytically. Because you know me, bro, I'll go to a jazz concert and watch every person play their fucking instrument. I'll go to a rock concert, punk, whatever the fuck. But I'm watching the drummer. I'm curious of the rhythm of you know what I'm saying? I'm more intricate thinking.
I feel you. I just,
you know what I'm saying?
Any show I go to, I want to get my money's worth
impress
at
me,
a show.
motherfucker.
I want to be impressed at every show. If I'm at a rock show, I want to be impressed. If I'm at a jazz show, if I'm at an acoustic show, I want to be impressed at any show I go to because I myself am a live performer. So I want to be just as impressed as I try to impress other people. The party shit, it's cool. I'm too old.
But that's not your personality anyway. Yeah.
And I'm just too old for that shit. Like I did the club shit for a little bit.
I met you 8 years ago and you wasn't that old and you still ain't that old and you wasn't into it.
I did
not your personality.
I did club shit for a little bit in my 20s.
I wish I had known you. I wish I had known you.
It was not my shit. I
could have went to the club. I wish I could have went to the club with Deku. Holy shit.
It was not my shit, man. It was not my shit. All right, but anyway, so let's jump into live.
Is he back in?
Inviting people. Yeah, he's here.
Oh, I can't. Oh, I'm on the wrong screen. Yeah, my bad, dog. Okay.
All right. So
what's up, man? When's the last time you been to a club, Roderick?
Man, I don't know. I be falling in clubs all the time, but I don't be doing nothing, man. I just be people watching these days. I don't.
Yeah, no,
I don't
I
like
get that by
folk
your
like that.
personality. I know I get that by your personality. You kind of like, no, you know, I'm gonna stand back. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll people watch all night, man. But
Now that's the funnest shit. But imagine doing that shit on shrooms and dancing.
now, first of all, man,
That's all I'm saying.
I can't dance like I used to. Now I be doing that
Oh, I
old
don't
brother
dance.
dance.
I'm talking. Yeah.
Yeah, you know where you just hold your belt and be like, y'all don't know nothing about this. Y'all don't know nothing about this. That's me now. So I was like, I could do that at home in privacy of my own house, man.
Hey, I ain't mad. Yo, we live then?
No, I had to restart it. Hold on.
Let's go live. So I can introduce my man here. We can get to talking. So he can get what he calls his wiffle ball bat dick energy. He said one day to me.
Oh shit,
I said, okay, all right.
We are live. It should give you a notification.
Yeah, I got it.
So yes,
you good to go?
Are live. Yes,
we are live. Live from the Den podcast. I'm rambunctious. My man over here. It's where you introduce yourself, Tayamo Denku.
Oh, what's up, man? It's Tayamo Denku.
Oh, pew, 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 pew.
Yeah, boom, 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 buck, 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 shot, shot, shot. You know what it is.
Hey, man, glad that all of y'all who's watching us live, man, we're going to have another fun time. Tonight, we have a special guest, my man, Roderick McDaniel. Roderick McDaniel is an Austin comedian, a countrywide comedian. He does anime fest. We're going to get into a lot of stuff. He's not one of them closed mouth, so he going to get fed. He talks. And we got along right away because he talks. You know what I mean? And I'm gonna just give some background of how I know him. This dude is a veteran comedian, and so I was doing my second show ever here in Austin. I don't know if Roderick knows this. And me and my guy Ian, we did a show, and we were hosting, and we did an early set, and they cut our late set because we sucked. We sucked bad on the first set. It was our first time doing comedy on stage together. So they cut our set so that they could get Roderick to come down and do a better set at the end. This is facts. I'm not offended. I'm not offended. I'm just telling y'all this is how comedy works. So if anybody
you ain't heard it all. You're good.
Oh no. I actually with that night I had to tell my dog. He didn't understand. I was like, yo, that's the way it works. I actually was like, yo, dude told us, and I'm like, no, I'm honored to have somebody that's been in the game come and fill in. He came. My man pulled up 15 minutes. Came, killed the show, met him afterwards. It was a great time. My man, Roderick McDaniel, appreciate you having me, appreciate you being on the show. So I guess I'm used to being a guest too.
Man, I appreciate y'all having me. I did not know that story, man. That's
man.
The first time I've heard that.
Yeah. And he called you up, you came, pulled up, saved the show. You know,
hey,
we did a great job hosting, but our set was...
Yes, yeah, I got that last minute, and they were like, "Hey, you gonna pull in?" I said, "Oh yeah, it's the last night." I think that was the last show.
Yeah, it was the last night at North Star. Yep.
Yeah, man, I had to pull through for that.
Which
man.
was Romo Room.
So much love, man. I had to come for that one. So
yeah. Those dudes are cool. They put us on, man. They kind of gave us a little bit of a start here in Austin. You know what I'm saying? I had done one show before that and spoke to mics, but yeah.
No, man, they helped a lot of cats out, man.
Yeah. Shout
Everybody
out to Zach
can say what
Pat.
they want, man, but they opened that door for a lot of dudes to
get a start. They did. Yeah. So hey, man, look. So you're not from Austin, is that correct?
No, I moved here in 2014, man, and it was
okay.
Let's see, I've been in Amarillo, Texas, I guess from 95 to 2012.
Okay.
And 2013, I made a mistake and I moved to Nowhere, Oklahoma. I was living in a place called Frederick, Oklahoma, and it's where they hide. That's where they hide you when you snitch on the mob. It's definitely got to be the city where they hide you. It ain't nothing there, okay? And I was ready to snitch on myself just so somebody could kill me to get me out of Oklahoma. I hated it. And then 2014, man, I ended up here. I got a call from my mom, like, hey, your dad's sick. You got to come home. So I rolled down here, man. I'm never leaving Austin now. I'm stuck here. I'm leaving kicking and screaming. I don't care what happens.
I feel the same way. So how long exactly? Oh, I'm sorry.
Real quick. Is from my understanding and from what I know, a lot of people move to Austin. Austin's kind of like a melting pot city. Is that kind of what it is?
Yeah, man. It's
like people from all
nobody
over.
here is from here. basically.
Maybe
90%
half
of the people you meet are going to be from somewhere else.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
But see, I also got people told me that, like you were mentioning Oklahoma, and people told me that about like Tulsa too. Like Tulsa is a melting pot area as well, because I played Tulsa many times, and nobody living in Tulsa is from Tulsa. They're from everywhere else.
Yeah, no, man. Well, I went to Tulsa. I played it once, and I could believe that about Tulsa. But I also learned about them Tulsa riots. So if I was from there, I'd have got the hell out too. I'd be like, I'm gone. The rest of my kinfolk can stay here. I'm out. I gotta go melt in a different pot.
Shit, excuse me. Goddamn, I wasn't ready for that one.
I'm just saying, man. I'd have had to
prepared.
get out of Tulsa, bro. But I
Here's
did
the
play
thing.
Tulsa. It was cool. Like they treated me good, but man, it was like I kept telling everybody when I was there, it's like, man, they treat a brother real good here in Tulsa, man. They really making me feel welcome. And then everybody started dropping that knowledge about them riots on me, and I was like, oh, this is white guilt. Okay, never mind. I got to get out of this town.
It's hush hush, I think. Right?
Yeah, they did. Somebody
Like,
dropped it on me, and I didn't know what they were talking about. So I was like, dang, I'm 51 and I don't know none of
Oh,
this.
really? How long ago was that you found out about that? I'm
Maybe
curious.
2018 was when I found out. So I was in my
Okay,
late 40s, man. But
I knew about
what?
that for a while. Yeah. You know what's crazy about that? Not to get too serious, because I want to keep it light on this one. But no, fuck that. We go wherever we go. Now that I think about it, I just corrected my own shit. But bear with me, live people. But no, here's what it is that that city is not exclusive to itself. I saw this thing recently that said it was this one passage. Well, I say passage because it's a fucking collection of information, but it was really like a reel on YouTube, a short, and it made me go look up some more shit. But it was 19 different lakes and parks that cover what used to be black towns like Tulsa, like Black Wall Street.
I believe
that's crazy.
Saying? And that Central Park is one. They named like 2 in Georgia, a couple in Florida. It was crazy.
Wait. Hold on.
Lakes.
Hold on. You talking about Central Park, New York is one? Because I know.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
So that used to be where
the body of water. What is the body of water there? Is there in there a lake or something like that? There a river? What is there?
So I've walked through Central Park, but I went.
Right.
So the same person that created Central Park created also the big park in Brooklyn, because Central Park's in Manhattan.
Right.
But the same designer of Central Park created the big park in Brooklyn, which he actually said is his masterpiece park. So I actually now I'm super curious, because now if you could send me, I would love
I don't know if I'll be able to find it, but go look it up. It's a bunch of cities.
I know the one in Georgia.
Exist. There's one in Georgia. I think there was 2. There's one in Mississippi, I want to say, one in Arkansas or Alabama, one of those 2. I think it was one in Florida. I mean, there was like 19. I can't remember all of them. The
one in Georgia is now a lake. They basically moved all the black families out and made what they're saying.
Yes, they cover these towns because back then, to get black people out of town before election times, they would just flood the whole fucking town. You know what I'm saying? They wouldn't. Natural disaster. They would just flood the town and get people out. And they did this over and over throughout the South, some in the Northeast.
Basically, what you're saying is Central Park at one point in time was
an affluent black neighborhood.
It was like an all black borough of
affluent, affluent black neighborhood.
Yeah,
money. That's when they would do it. Is when a black neighborhood got too affluent, got too rich. It was a rich black neighborhood. Yeah. I could be wrong. Please, if I'm wrong, please somebody tell me I'm wrong. But I swear to God, I'm not.
Man, I'm so curious about that.
Yeah, you have to look that up. But this isn't Joe Rogan, and we ain't got a Jamie. You know what I'm saying? So we're gonna keep it moving. So when did you start doing comedy? Like, how long have you been doing it exactly? I might be saying some wrong things to people.
No, man, this is year number 20 for me, bro.
Yeah, it is 20. Okay, I thought so. Yeah,
20 in the game, man, and it's I'm still shocked that I'm still at it at 20. I'm gonna be real with y'all about that. It's
that's awesome.
You gotta be in it after a while. You be like, what? I've been doing this for how long? But yeah, man, 20 in the game, man, and it's so weird, man. Pothead Max, man. Pothead Chip Max.
Yeah, he Pothead Chip on Instagram. Shout out to Max.
he always tells me, he said, yeah, man, 20 years to be an overnight sensation. And I was like, bro,
that's literally, that's literally what it is. You know,
Yeah,
people don't understand the grind it takes till you become someone that has just one special. Up until recently, that has changed.
yeah,
But you know what I mean? And not too much. It still takes time. Somebody said, oh, Rogan actually said that somebody told him, an old Boston comic told him, said that doing stand-up is like building a mountain with layers of paint. And then some people get that mountain built, and then they did like a Bill Burr or fuck it, all the great ones, right? I don't know why I was watching Bill Burr earlier.
I love
Came
Bill
to my
Burr.
mind. I love Bill Burr, but the great ones, Louis C.K., Dave, Dave Chappelle, all of them. They carry around this mountain. Once they build it, then they carry that mountain with them. And now they have all this experience and all this, you know what I'm saying? So when you say it's 20 years to become an overnight success, it's 20 year success overnight.
Yeah.
Overnight's a perception, right? Like,
yeah, man. Because I came on out of the scene out of nowhere, and everybody's like, "Oh man, how did you get that big break?" And I was like, "Bro,
is it me that froze?
I've been striving at this."
Oh no.
Yeah, I see everybody. No, y'all moving for me.
No, you're not froze. I don't see. You're not frozen.
Everything's good. Oh, my bad. Okay, let's go.
Okay.
It was called real quick. Because I had to look it up, man. So it was called
Yeah.
It was called Seneca Village.
Okay. And Seneca Village.
It was and it was Central Park's landscape near West 85th Street. So yeah, Seneca Village is what it was called. So I'm actually gonna research more about that because I never knew any of that.
I think there's still a Seneca Park in New York, if I'm correct.
But yeah,
you still there, Roger?
Yeah, I'm here, bro.
So
you got me messed up. I wrote that down. I want to.
No, you were so still. You were so still. I was like, is he frozen? Shit.
No, I'm writing that down.
I want to look it up, man. I'm very curious about.
Hey, I encourage everybody to look that kind of stuff up because, like, when they say that America's built on top of shit, it literally is built on top of shit. Like that's what tripped me out. I'm like, God damn, son. Anyway, we supposed to have
20 years in
podcast.
the game. 20 years in the game. Now, is that 20 touring years? Did you start out touring early? Have you been touring recent?
How long did the open mic thing go? Right.
Bro, I'm gonna tell you this weird story. So I'm one of those guys that it was not traditional the way I went down, man. I lost a bet to my brother is how I even got into stand-up. Okay. So
this is the clip right here.
I went home broke. Okay. I'm gonna just tell you, I went home, I was broke as hell one Christmas, and it was like golly, man, I'm trying to think of the year this was, man. It may have been 2001. I went home that last Christmas where the whole family was there. And man, my money wasn't right, neither was I. So I went home and I did this set that year because we would have these family talent shows. Everybody could sing. I couldn't sing.
Okay.
The whole family could play instruments. I was not the musician. So, but I had a gift for talking shit. So I did this joke about us being, my dad's side of the family being black rednecks. And they're all country from East Texas. So I went through the whole list of why they were black rednecks, man. And my dad started laughing to the point where he was holding his ribs, man. And he's like, hey, you got to quit. I got to breathe. And I was like, oh, okay, cool. And my brother was like, hey, if you can make old boy laugh like that, you got to go to a comedy club when we get back home to Amarillo, Texas. And you go into the open mic to do that.
How many years are you and your brother apart? How many siblings you got real quick?
Oh, man. Okay. So it's one we got the same mom, but there's three other half brothers. Yeah, my dad was a player. I did not get his looks or his playerism either. I did get his ability to shoot DNA because I got 7 kids. he had 5, I had 7. I got that. I'll be shooting DNA. Don't let this chocolate be fooling y'all. It's got nuts in it. Okay. I'm just saying. I'll be busting. Okay. Pop, pop, pop.
I knew it was gonna be the clip. I knew it.
Hey, man, I'm just saying, dude.
No,
man. Man, as soon as we got back home, man, we found that open mic at like 2002, and it took me a while, man. I drug my feet through the year before I went up in there and did it. I think it was like came back, from Christmas, and I don't think I went till May. literally went to the club and made
Well, back then
$2,000.
it wasn't so accessible, and it wasn't an easy route to understand, but to understand how to do it.
Yeah, no, man,
You
because
know
I
what I
didn't know
mean?
what to do. So I called them. They told me, hey, it's on Thursdays. Come up here. You get 5 minutes, and we'll
Yeah,
light you at 4, and
yeah,
then you walk off the stage, and man, have some jokes put together. And I was an
yeah,
old school guy, so I grew up listening to like Pryor, Carlin,
yeah.
Rodney Dangerfield. I listened to all the old school cats.
Right.
So I
What
knew that.
at what age? At what age did you hear your first comedy record?
Let's
Do you
see,
remember that?
bro. Okay. I'm gonna be real with y'all. I had to
Yeah,
sneak one because my dad used to have them old
yeah. I got a
70s
story about that too.
headphones.
Remind me to tell you.
And,
Go ahead.
and you remember that Sears thing? It looked like a console table, but you lift it up and there'd be a record player and an 8-track player in there.
Yes, I do.
Okay,
Yes, sir.
so he would always have his chair next to this little stereo console, and he'd be over there drinking a beer, headphones on, and laughing. And I never
Yeah,
knew what he was listening to. And I was like, why is Dad always laughing, man? So I went over there one day and I put the headphones on and pushed play, and I heard first time I heard Richard Pryor, and it might have been his it wasn't Sunset Strip, man. It might have been old school. Like, I don't
yeah.
want to say
Before
it
that.
now because I don't know what I could get away with saying out here these days. But
Oh, you can say whatever the fuck you want.
it might have been the
This is our
Super
shit.
Nigga
Yeah,
album.
there's no
Yeah,
censor. We
no,
don't
this
give
is
a
our
fuck.
shit. I'll
Yeah.
say whatever.
Very
Trust me, you
free,
good.
very free flowing.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, back in the day, that's when Rich would have an album called Super Nigga, and he didn't give a crap. That was the name of the album,
Yep,
right?
yep,
And
yep.
so I want to say that was the first album I heard from Rich, man. And it was
Wow.
just like, whoa, this dude.
Yeah.
But the thing was, I didn't understand what he was talking about.
Right.
I just knew he was using a bunch of bad words,
Yeah.
but he
Yeah.
commanded this audience, man. They were just like, man, these people are locked into what this dude is saying. And I just thought, man, that would be a fun thing to do, to talk to people and
Yeah.
make them laugh like that. So
Yeah. Can I tell you a quick story, or just real quick? So, how I got okay, or thinking back, the first comedy that I've now realized, or recently have realized, motivated me was when I was 12. We had moved from Louisville, Kentucky to Phoenix, Arizona when I was 8. So when I was 12, we rode the Greyhound bus back for 2.5 days because my mama didn't want to fly. So we went from Phoenix to Louisville on the Greyhound bus. Okay. And I got material on that, brother. Trust me. I really do.
You always meet motherfuckers on a Greyhound.
Oh,
yeah,
well, you don't even understand, man. Yeah, I've used some of it already, but so we go back and stay for the summer. You know what I'm saying? That, school's out. And I remember going to my cousin Clarence, shout out to my cousin Clarence. And my parents was going out, so me and my brother was gonna stay with my cousin Clarence, and they in the basement watching I think it was Raw. No. Yeah, it was Raw, because it was after Delirious had come out. So they was anticipating it. So, and they all 18, 19. My brother's 14, so they let him down there. Okay. And this is in Louisville, Kentucky. They ain't let me down there. I was 12. They thought I was too young, but I'm thinking like, nah, I'm not too young. Well, then my cousin snuck me down there for about half hour of it. And I saw how everybody was reacting. And I'm like, all he's doing is saying cuss words. I'm like, what? I remember then thinking like, he's not doing it, like, but then now I understand what he was actually doing.
yeah.
But that was the one for me, because it was the anticipation of all the grown-ups in the room. Like, why do they love this so much? He's just talking on a microphone. In my mind, I'm thinking Bill Cosby himself was funnier than this, because by then I did know Bill Cosby himself, right? But it didn't inspire me to want to do anything. But now when I think back, Raw made me look at it in a different way, like you're saying. You know what I mean?
Delirious,
Anyway.
when he dropped Delirious, man, it was, man, Eddie Murphy exploded almost the same way that it felt when I saw Chappelle do Killing Him Softly. Like when you watched it back in the day, I know when I watched it, it was like, this is something we're going to talk about 20 years from now in comedy. And it's kind of weird when I grew up thinking like, man, I grew up watching like when Rodney Dangerfield dropped Rapping Rodney. And I saw
I remember
Carlin
that, actually.
and his 7 dirty words. So I grew up with some of this stuff, man. And it's kind of weird when I look back at stuff that people are like, man, those are classic bits. And I'm like, bro, I grew up with these things, man. They kind of makes me feel old as dirt. I ain't even gonna lie.
That's all right, though.
I mean, like,
Season.
I hate it, man, because y'all be like, man, that's a classic. I'm like, hey, nigga, I was 18. What you saying?
Well, I mean, no, but and that's funny. That's
Hey, I'll
that's
fight
funny
you
though.
right
But
on
we're not
sight.
that much. We're not that much younger, dude. I'm 44. I think Danku's
Yeah.
41. Like that, right?
40 this year. Yeah.
40.
Oh,
Oh, my
oh.
bad. Shit, I gave him more age. See,
Hey,
so
boy
we're not
said, hey,
too
don't put
far.
nothing on me. I don't want to hear.
Yeah.
I don't want that age.
Danku was like 40, man.
Yeah,
I'm
get
not
it right.
in it.
Get it right.
I'm just playing, but so who was your biggest influence then to them?
Oh no, man!
Was it your
was
brother? I mean,
yeah, man. He pushed me to go do it, man. And I went up there and did it. The show. Here's what's so cold.
Rose.
The night I showed up to go do it, they didn't. They told me everything. Like, hey, you're gonna look to this part of the room. That's where the lights gonna be. They did all that, man. And what they did to me was, I got up and I just like, hey, I'm gonna do that black redneck spit. I should be able to get that in 5 minutes and just stop at the 5 minute mark. When I see the light, I'll just cut it.
Right.
I got up there and I started doing the joke, and I'm like looking for this light, man. I'm looking at the room and checking everybody out, but I'm doing it and it's doing well. And I'm like, oh, this was a smart move to go with this black redneck spit. So I'm doing the joke. I'm looking at the back of the room. The light never comes on. I'm like, bro, this is the longest 5 minutes of my life. I'm like at a point where I was like, I don't got nothing after this joke is. I'm done when this ends. I have no new material to go to. I got this one bit. So
I've been there.
yeah, I'm looking and the light never shows up. And I just finally go, hey, y'all, thank y'all so much. My name's Roderick McDaniel. Y'all have a great night. And I just walked off the stage. I was done. I used all my jokes, hit the closer. I walked off.
Yeah.
Host comes up. And as soon as I get off the stage, man, you would walk off the left of the stage and you could be like behind the bar. There was this little area. This dude was standing there and he said, hey, man, the manager wants to see you in the green room in his office. And I was like, yeah, hey, man, what happened with the light? He went, hey, man, just go talk to him. I said, okay, cool. So I walk in there and he goes, hey, how long you been doing comedy, man? I went, tonight was my first night. And he went, really? Yeah. I said, what? Am I in trouble? Because I never saw a light. I know where to look for a light. And I said, that was a long ass 5 minutes. He said, yeah, man, you did 7.5, bro. But I told him not to light you. I just wanted to see how long you could go because you were killing in the first two. So I just said, well, let's see what he's got. And they just let me run until I walked myself off the stage, man. And I was like,
that's dope.
well, yeah, I thought, man, this is bullshit. Is this how comedy works? They just go play mind games with me. I don't know what's going on. I'm new to this. Like, if I wanted to play mind games, I'd have stayed in the military, man. I don't need this. So,
yeah, right.
He just told me, hey, come back next week, but I need you to have a whole new 5 minutes. And I was like, bro, what? I just did 7. Yeah, come back to 5, baby. And that's how he was, man. And that was when the Moran brothers ran that club, man. So it was Kevin, Kelly, and Kenny, man. And Kevin was my dog, man. But Kevin was like an old school bastard, just grouchy old man. Even when he was young, he was a grouchy old man. And so he was just kind of like, hey, get a new. So he made me do this. He told me, when you go home tonight, you got an egg timer? And I went, yeah, I got an egg timer. He went, what I want you to do is set the timer for 5 minutes. Sit there, don't move. Just sit in silence for 5 minutes. No TV, no music, no nothing. Just sit there and quiet for 5 minutes, and then call me after you do it. And I went, all right, cool, whatever. So I went home and I said, man, this white boy's crazy. So I put the 5 minutes on there and said, that's why I don't mess with white people. They're insane. What is this about? So I set the 5 minutes down and I sat in silence for 5 minutes at the house.
Yeah.
And I was like, what I learned is like, damn, I might have ADHD. And 2, this is a long time in silence. 5 minutes is a long time in silence.
Absolutely.
Nothing. And so I called him and I said, hey, man, I did that. And he said, well, what did you learn? I said that you might need professional help. That's the first thing.
Yeah.
And then 2, 5 minutes is a long ass time when I can't do anything, move, or say anything. And he said, yeah, it is a long ass time.
That's the audience member.
And he said, what I want you to understand is the power of 5 minutes. You can change somebody's life in 5 minutes. And I was like, oh, snap. Okay, cool. He said, get that new 5-minute set ready. Right to that 5 minutes. What do you want to say in your 5 minutes every week?
I love that. I love
man,
that.
That was really he broke it, man. That was how I was taught to write, man, to figure out how to say in 5 minutes, what do I really want to get across? And I kept doing these little 5 minutes. Then, man, I was probably in the game about a month and a half, 2 months.
Okay.
He came to me and said, hey, you're going to come by. And you, how much time you think you got? I went, I don't know, probably about 10 right now. He said, you're going to come do a guest set in front of John Caponera. And that was when he was on the Drew Carey show. And he was still doing the voice for Harry Carey. Yeah. I was like, yeah, okay, cool. I'll do it. I didn't know they were grooming me, man. I didn't have no idea that they basically
in what way?
They were taking me under their wings and trying to help me really elevate my game, man. And they just like, they took a liking to me. I wasn't a kid, I was, my late 20s, early 30s at that point, man. And so they just kind of like, we're going to help this guy out. This is the one we're going to help him to do this thing. And so, man, they always showed me love, man. And,
that's dope, man.
They just really, man, they kicked a lot of ass, man. I got a lot of love for the Moran brothers. 2 of them are no longer with us, man. Rest in peace, man. But those dudes showed.
I'll be honest, I'm not familiar with those dudes. I know John Cap. I can't say his name, but I know who he is.
Yeah, man. The thing about Kelly, man, was in the day Kelly used to play the piano at the Comedy Store back in the day. So he knew a lot of cats. He was a Texas dude that went to LA and had some success. He was a headliner. And that's when I really learned something about headliners, man. You can be making a living in this business and nobody will know who the hell you are.
Right.
Making a living. Paying your bills.
That's to me that seems the preferred way with comedy.
Bro, I'm gonna be real.
I guess depending on your ego, but
I would love to. Steve, my thing. People always ask me this question. They're like, "Hey, how famous do you want to be?" I was like, "I want Chappelle money, but I still want to be able to go to Walmart at 2 a.m.
Right. But you might go to Africa if you got it.
Yeah, man. Look, bro, I can't go. I've been to Africa. I ain't going back. I'm telling y'all right now.
I'm just saying.
I've been there. If I had Chappelle money, I'd have went to Canada. Yeah, I'd have went to Canada and learned French. Y'all to see me, I'd be like, oui. Y'all wouldn't know. This old French Canadian ass Drake nigga.
Yo, Italy making pasta. Have
you been to Quebec City? Have you been there?
No, man.
So I just got back from a tour from Canada with Snow Goons, and when I was in Quebec City and Montreal, I found out this crazy shit out there that since the whole government in the Quebec province of Canada is like all French,
right?
They basically said that if you own a business in Quebec, you need to speak French, and if you don't, and they call you up and you don't answer in French and talk to them in French, $10,000 fine.
What?
Oh shit!
Yeah, it's crazy out there. It's super crazy.
I'm gonna have to get me a little French mommy before I go.
I want to ask you to. I want to ask you to repeat that because I don't think I got all of that, but I got enough that if I don't address somebody in a certain way, that I'm good. I don't even understand how that works.
I'd have a French lady friend. She'd be the face of the business. I'd just be in the back counting paper.
I swear I didn't even understand because like when we were in Quebec City, we pulled up. There's this old man there. He's waving us down, and then like he's coming up to talk to us, and he's speaking in French, and like I don't know no French, at all. But like the dudes I was with are from Europe, so they knew like a little bit, so they're kind of like. But he's like talking full French, and he's talking faster, and like nobody really knew what the fuck he was saying. He was like, and he like can't find the words because he's trying to talk to us in English the little bit that he knows. Right. Didn't barely know none. And I honestly don't even understand how hip hop artists perform there in a majority of French audience, because there was people that came up to the merch table that like didn't speak a word of English. So I'm like, when I'm performing,
Yeah.
and y'all are nodding your head. What do you just like the beat? Like what the
Well,
fuck
you know
is
what?
going on?
That's similar to comedy. I've never performed in front of a room like that, but I've heard some stories recently about some shit like that that actually caused some controversy. I'm not gonna get into that.
I listen
But
to Russian hip hop. I
I
have an album
okay,
of Russian hip hop, and I can't
I've listened to
understand it.
some different. I've
Yeah.
listened to some different cultures of hip hop that I actually fuck with. Have you ever performed in front of a crowd that didn't mostly speak English, Roger?
No, man. I
Or like
performed in front of
anything
a
like
crowd
that?
wearing MAGA hats. Does that count?
I mean, depends on the dialect.
They didn't speak. We weren't on the same page. I can tell you that. No, it was actually, here's what's so dope about it. They had
Yeah.
the red hats, and there was a giant Trump 2020 flag
Yeah.
to the side of the stage when I was
That would be a
performing.
fun show. That'd be a fun show because I
And
don't
they
give a
showed
fuck.
me love.
I
They
don't like none of
straight
them.
gave me a
Yeah, that's what I'm
standing
saying. I don't
ovation.
like either side. So,
Yeah, they showed me the most love, man, and I did not change my set at all. But no,
and I know your set is something that it's either you like it or you don't.
yeah,
And
you got
most
to
people
get on
like it.
board. You got to
Well,
get on board
it's
because I'm
quick.
gonna offend
It's right away.
everybody.
You come look immediately, Danku dog. He come in like blazing, baby. Like
Yeah.
you're the
Hey.
first two jokes, and you like this nigga's not playing at all.
Yeah,
Like,
no.
not at all. I was in the back of the room howling. I don't know if you heard the first time it was on.
Ram, you remember when we played New York the first time together? You remember people gave me
Manhattan?
Donald. Yeah, you remember people gave me the word Donald Trump in the freestyle, and I swear to God, there was an all Trump supporting party going on behind the show.
Yeah.
Oh, I believe it.
It was wild.
I was talking shit in the freestyle.
Yeah,
And I didn't know what response I was really getting because I couldn't tell.
Yeah, that was funny. I forgot all about that one. But to be fair, we all did. Wasn't that tour named "Make Hip Hop Great Again"?
No.
Or was that the second one? That was
that was the one with America's Addiction. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. My bad. Wrong tour. I'm sorry. But yeah. Anyway, let's move on. One thing I wanted to ask. No, I mean I'm not trying to say that in a bad way. But so like when you're out here doing shows,
yeah.
Are there any times where you're on shows with people and it's like you don't want to be, or any kind of thing like that where you're like all right, or do you only do, or you're at a point where you only do shows with people you like, or how does that work? Like how do let me rephrase that. How do you choose who you do shows with, or do you?
I shared something with you when we were on that movie set. Okay.
Yeah.
And I told you
to tell everybody he got me this extra role on a movie set. We'll talk about that in a minute, but it's dope. Go ahead.
But I told you my theory, and I said this is going to change your life if you follow this theory.
I'm actually glad you're saying this. Yeah.
The 3 Ps. The 3 Ps. Before I do a show, it has to go through a test of the 3 Ps.
Yeah.
People, project, pay. It only has to pass 2 of the 3 for me to sign up.
That's right. Yeah.
So
you said all this.
People are dope, and the pay is dope. Project's whack. I'll do it. If the project's dope, people are dope, pay is iffy, I'll still do it. It's only got to get 2 of the 3. And it's rare to get a 3 for 3.
Right.
It's going to be rare to get a 3 for 3. I'm just going to be real because you just out here doing your thing, man. And sometimes the pay just, like, nobody, I'll tell everybody, man, at a certain level where I'm at, man, I'm not even on the C list. Okay.
Right. No, yeah.
So I'm still having to fight for the money in the fight
I
for
get
the
it.
checks. And so it's just like, and so there are times where I just have to look at it and I'll go, hey, 2 of this 3 is here, but this is going to set me back financially. I will actually be like, hey, look, here's where I'm at on the money. If you can't meet this, that's cool. I can stay home. I still got stuff to watch on Netflix. And so I'm just real with people at this point.
No, that's real shit. Yeah.
So it's the 3 Ps, man. And once I start doing that, and plus I'll be honest with you, man, I have a weird reputation, especially in Austin, because I'll hear people beefing with each other, and I'll work with both the dudes that are beefing.
Yeah, 100%. I feel that way with rappers unless I'm really close with one and it's like, friend, then I'll be like, okay, well, that's different.
Yeah, man, I feel like people that people hate, man. I'm just like, he ain't done nothing to me, and he paid me. I gotta go.
Yeah, I mean, that's another thing too. What do you think about the 3 Ps, man? Danku?
I understand I get it. I just to briefly talk about what you were just talking about, how you work with people that a lot of people even hate.
Mm-hmm.
I know rappers that do that. There's actually people that I know are complete pieces of shit that other rappers and people will work with just because they're paying them. And I get it. But those motherfuckers are pieces of shit.
Now, yeah, let's go ahead and clear up something, because I got to be rules, because I got 7 kids.
Yeah, because
and I got
wait,
5
there's
girls.
two different things. Wait, there's two different things that were said there, though. You're
Oh,
talking
no.
about people. I'm saying, Danko, you're talking about people that are pieces of shit. He's saying two people that are beefing, and you might be cool with them both, but they're beefing.
But no,
Like that's two different things. You know what I'm saying?
Saying is right, because if I know,
Oh, both are right. Both are right, but it's two different things.
Or I know there's
yeah.
allegations about him being
right, yeah,
like
curtains.
a little too friendly with kids and a little disrespectful with
right, yeah, curtains.
Look, that he ain't got enough money to book me, because I ain't going to where my daughter can't go. Okay, if my daughters and my grandbabies could never go to this venue because of this one, fuck them. I can't work with you, bro.
Right.
Yeah, that's right. When there's some dudes out there, dog, and let's be real, man, in everything there's gonna be some pieces of shit. But when these two dudes, like, this is my situation for the 3 Ps is, I don't like so and so because he hurt my feelings, and I'll be like, nigga, this ain't high school.
that's your feelings.
You know what he did to make my feelings be good? Paid me in advance.
Hey, shit, I feel real good about this money he gave me.
Yeah, so like it's a thing. Like sometimes, man, and I've seen dudes that be beefing in comedy, man. It literally be feeling like I don't know. Like, I've seen women have fights because of my daughters. I've seen women fights over stupid stuff. And then I'll be in comedy and see comedians fight like that over some. Well, he never booked me on this show, and he had us whole time to book me. And I was like, yeah, but maybe your comedy didn't match with the kind of shows he was booking or the venue he was at. There's so many things that go into this, but they would have these little petty differences. And I'll just be like, look, man, I get your petty differences, but that ain't me. I'm not even, I ain't got nothing to do with it. Don't want to know about it. Don't care about it. But yeah, no, man, Jacob, when you talk about some dudes just being straight up pieces of shit, yeah, you gotta, because I don't want to, at the end of the day, I'm a brand. I'm a company. I am my
each person is
product. And so I can't be aligning with everybody, especially when I know, like, there's a cat, man, that I used to do work with, man. Like, he and I were cool. Then all of a sudden some stuff started coming out about him. And how he was treating some underage girls and trying to be a little too friendly and touching on them at a show. And I was like, no. Because had it been to my daughter, we wouldn't have talked. He'd have had one chance to explain himself, and then it'd have been like, you got to knuckle
this would be a different story. Right. Yeah.
I got to go I'm going to have to be on probation behind this fool, because
we got to fight. 100%.
Real quick. So,
but that's like hip hop. That sounds just like hip hop too, by the way. So this
is why I want to ask about it. So if you pick and choose the shows that you're doing, like you want the obviously you want the money needs to be right for the show. But if you're touring, okay, if you're doing a touring thing as a comedian, because I know for hip hop it's super hard to do, especially if you're trying to tap a new market. When you tap a new market as a comedian, is it the same as like a hip hop artist? Will you hit a spot for less money because you've never played there before?
Yes.
Is that the same? Okay.
Yes. Yeah. Now, here's the thing, and I'll say this to anybody, man, as a comedian, and it's probably the same. I know it's the same with a lot of music artists, because one of my boys is in a death metal band, and I learned this from him touring. You better have merch.
Oh, yeah.
Because you're not going to make your money on the door, and you're not going to make your money on what they're going to pay you.
You're talking to the king of merch. That's my guy, Danko.
Oh yeah, I got like a merch store at every show.
I mean, king of merch, bro.
Yeah, man, I hit the road. I'll have koozies, T-shirts, CDs. I'm pushing my stuff on digital streaming and platforms. Like, it's part of my set that I'm gonna push you to go stream it on Spotify. Yeah. And And when you were asking me that question about playing in places where I know they may not speak English, the funny thing about that is, this year when my stream report came in at the midway point of the year, the places I was the biggest in were Australia, Italy, and India.
Hey,
I'm getting streams in those, and I'm like,
hey,
India.
if you at home, clap for that. 'Cause that's
It-
crazy.
That's super dope. So
yeah, man.
you put out, so as a comedian, you have skits and jokes record like albums of
Yeah, I did two.
Okay.
I went out and did 2 albums, man, 2, live performances. And I'll tell you a weird story about me. Every one of those albums, like right now, you can go find them on all the streaming platforms.
Yeah, I checked them both out. I encourage y'all to go peep them. They're funny, man. I actually listened to them when I was driving and loving it. Yeah.
Here's a crazy story that a lot of people don't know. It came out at this comedy festival I was just at. I did not do, like usually when you're supposed to do it, you'll get, hey, we're going to do 2 shows Saturday, 2 shows Friday, and we're going to pick the best of those 4
Right, yeah.
recordings. Right?
Some people do 4. Some people do 4 shows.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I didn't do any of that, man. I just went in, one take,
straight off the
cuts,
top.
no
baby.
edits. Just said, when I hit that stage, push record, and what we get is what we get. And I'm gonna have.
Hey, you a hip hop comedian is what you're trying to say, then?
Yeah, I had to do, because I had to practice it. So I was like, I know what I'm gonna say and what the orders are gonna be.
There ain't that many hip hop artists that can do that.
Yeah,
man.
You know what I'm saying, Ram. There ain't that many. I mean,
okay. Well, from our era, from this panel right here, from our era is hip hop shit.
Yeah, no, man, I had to, because I couldn't do that stuff where it was like, oh, I'm gonna give 4 and we're gonna pick the best of the 4. No, I'm gonna be under pressure. I'm nailing this on the first take. And
does it also add to how loose you have to be loose? Like some people that would make more pressure and nervous. From your personality, I don't think you feel the pressure, bro. Just from knowing you, how I know. I think you feel it, but you channel it.
Yeah, I feel it. That's what I do. I use that.
But that's what makes you that's what makes you pop. Boom.
Yeah, it's a laser focus. Once I get that energy built up in that, like my hands were shaking like Michael J. Fox. So I'll be up in there. I'll be thinking, like Chris Tan saw me at the show and he thought I had Parkinson's.
Yeah.
I was literally, my hand was shaking like this, and he was like, bro, what's going on with you? And I said, man, I still get nervous when I do this. 20 years in the game. And if I'm not nervous before performance, y'all about to see me suck.
Ram, you get nervous? Shit. You get nervous?
Every fucking time I step on a stage. But here's the thing. It's nervous mixed with anxiety, mixed with like, let's fucking go.
Yes.
And it's more of the let's fucking go because I've already, days before, weeks before, as soon as I know I'm doing something, I've already channeled that energy. So I know it's because I'm still nervous a little bit, right? But I have never got nervous since the first time. And like you said, you were shaking. The first time I ever did a show, I had one verse, but it was like 32 bars, I think, or 24 bars. And which is, if for people who don't know, that's 8 to 16 bars longer than your normal average verse of 16. Okay, I like explaining shit for people who don't know hip hop because it's people, So my hand was like this, y'all, with the mic. Like if this is the mic, my hand did like this.
That's me right there, yeah.
Right? And I'm spitting, I'm still doing my thing. And I'm walking, not looking at the audience. I'm walking this way to the end of the stage, this way to the end of the stage. This way. That's all I did. I spit my shit. And I've never been nervous like that after that. Because now I'm just, and now that's 20 something years ago. I mean, that's, but at this point with comedy, I'm realizing the looser you make it yourself on purpose, because you want to give them who you are. This is what I'm learning. I'm learning. I'm learning. I'm, beginning of learning, is that the looser you make yourself on purpose and not give a fuck if you get a laugh, which has helped me a whole lot, the better you gonna get, the more you're gonna get a laugh. Sometimes I ditch fucking 2/3 of what I was gonna say. And the last 4 shows I've done, I've probably ditched half to 2/3 of what I was gonna say and just gone with what was going on and what I was gonna say mixed.
Yeah.
And that's why I say it's hip hop, because it's like, we do a lot of freestyle, and that was really a joke, but yeah.
Yeah, I do. I actually will change it up on the fly.
Yeah.
I always, I used to do this thing where I'd have a list on my phone, or I'd have a 3x5 card folded up in my pocket.
Yeah, I usually have the list on my phone.
The whole set list. Hit this, and I'd read over it, over and over and over till it was time to go up on stage. And then, man, I don't know what happened. One year, I didn't make the set list. I didn't pull the phone out. And I just was like, somebody asked me 5 minutes to go, do you even know what you're going to say when you walk up on the stage? And I went, nope. And they were like, do you know what jokes you're going to tell tonight? And I was like, no, I don't know what's going to happen. We all going to be surprised. Okay. So
that's like my sets, man. That's like
Yeah,
my
that's
hip
his
hop
own
sets.
set.
I just
My
said,
hip hop sets, I never know what I'm gonna do.
yeah, we're
That's
going to
what's
figure it out
facts.
when I get out there. And I just had it happen. I was at the Plano Comedy Festival this past weekend.
Yes, I want to talk to you about that.
Yeah.
I'm sorry it's taking this long to get to that.
I'm
Go
going to
ahead.
tell
Yeah,
you a story. There was this
yeah.
police officer. He's a cop from Houston. and he
Okay.
went
Wait,
up
is this
in
a
front
good
of-
story? Because I wanted to do
Yeah,
some good
no,
stories about it.
He's
But...
dope, man. This dude was
all right,
he was a funny comedian, man, but he's telling the story about how he was a cop. And
Oh, no shit.
he was telling the story about how he hates when parents go, if you don't do what I told you, I'm going to make that police officer over there take you to jail. And he said, I hate that because you make kids scared of cops, right?
Yep.
And he said, what I want to do is go to the kid and say, well, I'm going to arrest your dad. He's going to make some new friends in jail called Bubba and all that. So I was like, damn, right? So I hear him tell this joke and I'm following him, right? So when I get up on stage, I said, man, I know we just heard that cop say that about, kids. And I, as a black parent, still do that to my kids. And I've told my child, hey, if you don't do what I told you, I'm going to let that cop shoot you, and then I'm going to plant a gun on you, okay? Because I know Black Lives Matter, but your black ass don't even matter to me right now because you can't key in your damn room. I don't give a fuck what that cop said. Fuck them cops. I'm going to keep making them look bad. So I told him backstage as we're crossing, I said, I'm about to do a joke based on your joke. And he said, oh, God, what are you going to say? And he just laughed. And he stayed backstage to hear the joke. But he and I are friends right now on Facebook, right?
That's dope.
And
I love that
man.
shit.
I
Yeah.
basically wrote the joke in that moment when I heard it
Yeah.
said. I said, yeah, I'm doing this, man.
Yeah,
So I want to
man.
kind of come out and just like, I'm going to kick the audience in the balls and just, I'm either going to win them on this joke or I'm going to lose the whole crowd on this
Yeah,
joke.
you gotta jump out there with it though.
Oh,
You know
yeah,
what I'm saying?
man. He shouldn't have said that, man, because as soon as I heard it said, I was like, I keyed in on that one thing. And I was like, well,
Yeah.
I'm going on tour with this one. I'm keeping this joke.
Yeah.
And the cops are going to be like, I thought you liked us. I do when I call y'all and somebody tried to break into my house. I don't when y'all tried to follow behind me out of the Chick-fil-A parking lot. I don't like you.
Yes, right. Leave me alone at 1 a.m. Then we good.
I'm not bothering anybody. You can't arrest me for driving while black. It has happened, but
I mean, I mean, that's pretty subpar for the course.
yeah.
I mean, hey, Dank, we got any comments? Any questions in the comments? Anything?
I mean, there's people
Curious.
liking, but there's not any.
Okay.
I don't-
Just checking.
But although it might be one of those things where I'll see the comments after, like that
'cause
happened
we
that
had
one time. I have no idea.
Yeah.
But although the last podcast, there was actually a couple what ups, but that was it. Like, I don't know if,
good.
but I've been inviting the fuck out of people the whole time. So I don't, there have
That's all
been
good.
likes and
all good.
hearts and shit. So
It's usually the after effect anyway. But so what was the Plano comedy festival like? Like, explain more of that.
I'm going to tell y'all, man, if you get a chance, and I tell everybody, it's when you're 3 years in the game, start applying for comedy festivals. It's the best time to go.
Okay.
The networking is amazing. Plano Comedy Festival was a whole nother level of amazing, though.
Okay.
It was so many dope comics. We were playing the Plano House of Comedy. We played the North Texas Performing Arts Center. They ran those shows on amazing schedules. Bro, it was just like, and it was like, it's weird when you go do a showcase, right? And it's maybe 10 of y'all on the showcase and you're all going to do 8-minute sets.
Right.
But everybody is crushing. Like, no weak links in any of the sets. And you're just sitting there going, bro, who put this together? Who knew to put us together? This group that I'm on this set with. But man, no, it was, man, it's and I've been blessed to do a lot of comedy festivals, man. It's probably
I'm gonna do anime festivals as well.
Yeah, man, that's my top. I'm gonna say that's in my top 5. Plano Comedy Festival for a pure comedy festival was a top 5 experience, man. It's like heck, I went to Dean Lewis's writing class, man. He gave, he charges like, I think it's like $400, $500 to go sit in a 6-week course of his. Man, he did a 2-hour panel on writing.
Uh-huh.
And bro, it was just like phenomenal. Like in that 2 hours, what I took out of it, man.
Writing for specifically stand up or writing for
writing for stand up, man. And it's
okay.
Some stuff, like I knew, but there were these creative exercises, man, that he
brought out
dropped on
different
me, man.
things.
That was just like, oh, like I literally wrote a brand new joke out of that class.
Can you give us one just for aspiring comics such as myself,
man, I'll tell
other
you
people
one
that
when
might
he
watch
did.
this?
Check
tell
this
us
out.
one.
This is the best one. Like if you want to try to choose a topic, right? We'll take coffee cake. That was the one they gave us.
Okay, let's do that.
So he said, give me an adjective to describe coffee cake. And this lady went moist. So he went coffee cake equals moist. All right. And then from that, he drew an arrow. What's the opposite of moist? Somebody went with dry. He said, well, name something that can be dry. They went desert, right? So you had coffee cake and desert over here. And they're
I already know those are your punches.
And now he said, start writing a bunch of other things under each one of these, man. So we did 10 or 15 under each one. This cat writes 150. Like that's what he'll do. And then he'll start looking at it and go, coffee cake is like this, or coffee cake could be like that, the opposite. Because what he was doing is, I'm going to take this and then I'm going to pick its polar opposite. And then I'm going to force myself to write a joke about, because when you say it, you're going, how the hell is coffee cake like a desert? Right.
Yeah.
And so with me, I was messing around with the class and he's like, we're going to come up with some examples. And one of the ones I wrote down was coffee cake was like my first marriage. And he was like, well, how? And I was saying, oh, because it started out sweet, but then it turned messy and nobody wanted my penis in it. And that was the joke. I just started writing all my punchlines and tags. And then he was like, what? I'm like, my mind works, bro. I'm just...
I love it, man.
Oh,
that's great.
So it was just this quick
That's
exercise, and I never thought that, like, my mind already kind of thinks weird like that. Like, what's the exact opposite? But it was just kind of like this idea for me. I had never done this exercise to make me come up with like, oh my god, I can.
I've never heard of that
all
either.
my jokes and start tagging them out.
Yeah, you're almost coming up. Oh, I'm sorry. You're almost coming up with your punches like before even thinking of the way to connect the premise to the punch. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, it was already there. So I just like, oh, this is cool, man. So I'm going back through some of my old jokes and doing this. Like, hey, can I add more tags to this joke?
Yeah.
Because this joke may have some legs on it and it may still work. But what if I could make that joke better?
Okay, let me ask you a question. Do you ever get afraid to stop using something and replace the tag, like replace the part that's, what a tag is for people don't know punch is this the shit that it's funny that builds up to the, you know what I mean? That's the shit that's funny off the premise, right? I just want to make sure people understand
I
that.
got jokes from 10 years ago I'm still reworking.
Yeah, you never hold back on that and say, I don't want to get rid of this or this is working well, any of that.
Look, we can all get
better. Is that a constant thing?
For me, I'm constantly striving to be better than my last show. So
right.
I don't ever want to get to a point where I go, that joke has hit perfection. I don't want to touch it. No, bro. Always, hell, if that was the case, there'd be no remixes to songs. It can always get better.
It's true.
Don't ever think as a comedian, oh, this is it. I can't touch it. This is the holy veil of
no, that's real. Whitney Houston did I Will Always Love You, right?
Bro, I'm telling you, man. So that's why I'm like, I'm always trying to figure out, can my joke be better? There are jokes that I used to do a couple years ago that I was like, I don't like that joke. And I dropped it. And I'm pulling those jokes back out here in 2022. And I'm using them, but I've reworked them. I've redone them. And now they're even more relevant than they used to be.
Yeah.
So it's just like, man, always, I don't care what you write. If you think, even the jokes from my album, I did a joke from my album and it's not the way it appeared in 2010 on my first album. It's not the way it sounds in 2022. It sounds totally different. You don't even know it's coming.
Yeah.
Because I've reworked that joke.
Wow. That's dope. That's super dope. Yeah. So what do you got coming up? I know you got a show tomorrow. You said.
No, I'm gonna see.
Right?
I'm gonna hit the road tomorrow. I'm
Okay.
going down to Houston. It's kind of I'm gonna grab somebody there. We're gonna head up to Dallas. Then
Okay.
I'll be back here Wednesday. I'm gonna play the
Here's
parlor.
Austin.
Yeah, I'll
Okay.
be back in Austin. I'm gonna play the parlor for DJ Vasquez. I'm a feature for Aaron Cheatham. Both the homies. Love both.
And
those cats.
that's Wednesday.
Yeah, here in Austin.
Here in Austin. I'm gonna try to show up today.
Yeah, man, it's gonna be a dope show at Parlor, man. DJ Vasquez is the homie, man. Him and Aaron Cheatham, they're always showing me love, man. So anytime I get a chance, once again, People Project Pay. I love the people and I knew the project. I was like, you had to say no more. I'm there. What time?
Yeah.
So it's one of those situations, man.
Right.
So anytime they call me for something, I'm like, I'm there. Just tell me the time to be there and how much time you need from me. So, and there's a couple cats like that, man, here in town. I'm with that. Then,
well, if I come to that show, introduce me to them. I'm not familiar with them, man.
Oh no, you gotta seriously meet them, man.
Yeah.
And that's kind of the thing I'm at this point, man. I've always said this, and I'm gonna die saying this. There's enough work for all of us to eat at the table. So
in every profession.
Yeah, so I'm always like, if somebody, especially like, when you and Max showed up, I put that thing out on my Instagram, I put it out on my Facebook. Y'all the only two cats that showed up on that movie set, man.
Out of 20-some people, you said or something like that, right?
Yeah, I was sending messages to all my homies, close ones, man. And I was sending them direct messages before I went to social media. Y'all the only two that fell in. And I was just like, bro, we can all eat at the table. I'm not at a point where I feel like, I'll say God, some people will say the universe. I've been more blessed by opening the door and trying to help as many people come up and get on. That has blessed me 10 million times over, man. And I love seeing young guys come in and they're hungry to do this and they're doing it the right way and they're trying to get in there and they're doing the reps, man, at the open mics. I don't hardly go to the open mics anymore, man. If I'm at an open mic, I'm getting ready to go compete. I'm getting that 5-minute set down. That's the only reason I'm at an open mic. Because, man, if I ain't, a lot of times I don't go to the open mics because I don't want to hear the drama. I do know some of the dirt bags are gonna be there. Jake, who knows? So the dirt bags are gonna be at the open mic that I wouldn't even work with. I don't want to see them.
It's crazy, Ram. You explained this on previous when we talked or whatever.
That hip hop's like comedy, man.
No, but it's not. It's the opposite because
I see
people in hip hop are not trying to help people as much. Is what it is. The older heads,
it's definitely not. Yeah.
The older heads don't try to help the younger heads as much as it seems like in comedy it is.
No, it's totally opposite.
There's some now get me right. Some of these dudes is assholes and don't want to help the younger cats.
Yeah.
You
run into both.
Want to be the guy that's like, hey, if somebody's like, hey, you need somebody, I know a dude. You should call this person. And I do that.
And I want to testify on this podcast. He has done that with me more than 3 times or something like that. He's connected with me. Just the last time I saw you, you don't connect me with 2, 3, 4, 5 people, 2, 3 people at least. I don't know. I think it might have been 4 now, but yeah.
I just want y'all to meet people, man, because
it's different avenues.
Well, you got to think, man. When the Moran brothers met me, I was just a dude coming in. These were 3 white dudes. They didn't have to take a like to me and open those doors and try to help me come up. So I came up in an environment where I'm fully aware that I did not do this on my own. And I always say this lesson to young comics, and I'm gonna say it here. If you look through history, nobody that did anything that was worth a damn did it by themselves. Martin Luther King did not march on Washington by himself. And George Washington did not cross the Delaware by himself. Jesus didn't even roll by himself. He had 12 homies. So therefore, anybody that's done something that was worth a damn in history,
that's facts,
did so with people. And so therefore, I'm always in a position where I'm like, hey, I got where I was because somebody blessed me. I'm going to do whatever I can to bless who's ever coming up behind me if I can.
Yep.
That's my life motto. Not everybody gonna follow it, but that's the one. When I die, they put the dirt on me. That's the one they're gonna be able to say about me.
Yeah, no, that's real. Yeah. That's real. And no, but you're right. It is opposite for hip hop for that. But you know what I noticed is a lot of people talk about the beefs in both, right? A lot of people talk about the crabs in the barrel mentality in both. Like I really hear it in both. And so there's that similarity. But I will say this: I think people underestimate the connectivity and the OGs uplifting younger people who are willing to listen in both. Now, I think there's more younger comics willing to listen than there are younger MCs willing to listen. And I think the same is for OGs wanting to teach in both too. I think there's more OGs in comedy that want to teach. I think there's less OGs in hip hop that want to teach. But that's also what we see. Comedy has a level that doesn't have, like, we don't hear about the famous comedians and how they relate to smaller comedians in comedy as much as we do in hip hop, right? We don't hear that. We don't hear about the differences that much. You know what I mean?
Because also in
comedy,
hip hop, man, y'all, the media
different.
that covers hip hop really makes a big deal of trying to always show these older guys shitting on younger dudes, and it's never made sense to me because, like, you may not like mumble rap, but damn it, it's gonna sell records. And sometimes when I'm in the car, I don't want positivity in lyrics. I've smoked a fatty, and I'm just trying to get to the next place with the beat. And this dude like having the bim and the mom and ha bricks, and I'm like, yeah, boy, that's hard right now. I don't need this song to make sense. I don't need Black Upliftment right now.
I feel that in some way. But at the same time, you know, that's not my taste. But I understand.
know it ain't. But that's a point.
But there's ignorant shit I listen to that's not that. So I get what you're saying.
Yeah, right? No, man, because I'm a dude I'll listen to some ignorant shit. But here's the thing: like, if I'm in a club dancing with a girl and she grinding on me, I don't want to hear y'all talking about getting my education and uplifting.
No, you sure don't.
Because I've never seen a girl grinding her ass on me look back and say, this song show would be better if they were uplifting women. I'm like, yeah, girl, keep grinding, mom.
No, that's a fact. That's a fact. I mean, but there's
yeah, I've never had
there's lanes. There's lanes.
Yeah.
Just like comedy, right? There's lanes.
Exactly, man. But yeah,
it works. You know what I'm saying?
They do play up how in hip hop, like as a fan of hip hop, like myself, man, I love, like we were talking about before the show, I'm a Black Star fan. So Talib Kweli came on Mos Def on the scene. I was like, I'm there. When you Common, I had all in first albums from Common, man. I couldn't, but
Ram's a big Common fan.
I'm a big Common fan. Early Common for sure.
Yeah. But I also had, like, I grew up with like Public Enemy, Ron DMC, the Fat Boys. Like hip hop back in the day when it first started was not like the Fat Boys did not make a record where I was like, yeah, that's Black empowerment at its best. We were
no.
Ram, have you ever played Roderick, the joint that we did with DMC?
No,
I haven't. But we haven't been around each other in person as much enough to play that. But I'll play you.
Yeah, no. Next time we kicking,
it's fire.
Bring that on.
I got you. I'll send you the link if you want to hear it without being in my presence.
Yeah, send that, man. Because man, that's my thing.
There's a few tracks you probably fuck with that we've done, man. With Coogee Rap, we got one with Coogee Rap that you go fuck with.
You send all them links. Send me all that.
I got you. Yeah.
That's me, man.
I'm the worst. I'm the worst at saying, "Hey, I've done this." You know. Yeah. And then me and you are usually talking about comedy. To be honest, I'm usually fishing for gems from the veteran here. I'm usually like, "Hey, how do you get a show? What are we doing? Like, how does this work?"
Yeah, no, man.
I mean,
now you found out he's a hip hop head. So.
Yeah, no, that's my thing, man. Yeah, that's my thing, man. But I'm also, man, when I was back in the day, I
want to clarify. though. I'm not just fishing for shit. Me and him are cool. We actually,
we really are.
I just want to make the people understand that I'm not just like, hey.
Everybody like, oh man,
like the little dog and big dog, like, hey, little buddy. You know?
I know, man. That's straight. It's homies, man. We connect that first night, man. When we did that show.
Yeah.
That was a wild ass night, man. I knew that was that last show for that club, and I was like, I'm saying everything. I don't want to regret anything. I'm going out. I'm burning this bitch to the ground when I leave.
That was fun. That was great. Yeah. But no, what was you about to say about the
But when it comes to music, I like that whole thing, man. I listened to all of it, man. Like I went and saw Slipknot last year before we went out on a run. And so I listened to metal, I listened to punk, I listen to some country, but man, when it comes to hip hop, that's my love, man. That's my love. I just want to
100%.
Because sometimes you just want to just get into it and just listen to the lyrics. And I'm a guy that listens to what's being said a lot of times. And like when I'm on hip hop, I'm like, how did he put that together? What were the metaphors? What were the similes? How did he structure that?
What was he
rhyme?
thinking? Right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm trying to go through everything. Like I love lyricists. That's my thing. So when I hear a good lyricist, I'm like one of my favorite albums for a long time, man, when I first was doing comedy, this album got wore out. It was Killer Priest, Heavy Mental. It was the first time I went on tour. That's what I toured with, Heavy Mental. And man, it was that, Enter the 36 Chambers, Illmatic, Fear of a Black Planet, Jay-Z's Reasonable Doubt, man.
Yeah.
That was my
Yeah.
That was just like playlist,
so
man, that I ran with.
So that's interesting. Like you being from where you're from, like was that just the things that how did you get in? I mean, being in Texas and different places, like that never had an influence on what you listen to?
No, man. You know, when the Ghetto Boys and Scarface came along, I jumped on that too, man, because it was nice to see it. But man, when I was growing up as a kid, you know,
I think that froze. I couldn't hear some of that.
No, you're good.
Oh no,
man.
I heard it all. It came through all right.
Yeah, what I was doing was
he froze. Ram froze.
I think Ram froze. Yeah.
Oh, my bad, yo. Yeah, my bad, yo. Actually, it's not my bad at all. I don't run the fucking goddamn Wi-Fi. I'm not taking credit for that. Fuck that shit.
Under the bus. I'm throwing my boy under. Damn, bro. Damn,
no, I know.
Building.
I wasn't saying you froze. I was asking who froze.
Oh no.
I was saying it's not my fault because I don't own the Wi-Fi.
Yeah.
So, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but when I was growing up, man, it was okay. I was in Louisiana, and I literally it was East Coast hip hop. That was it, man.
Yeah. Okay.
So
okay.
When I started with the East Coast, man, it just solidified it. So when Biggie and Nas and all them cats came along, I stayed East Coast. Now I did like, you know, Dill. I like Souls of Mischief, Freestyle Fellowship.
Yeah.
The West Coast had some hip hop artists, but at the same time, I was still playing NWA. I still played the DOC. You know, I was. I got down with Q when he hooked up with Bomb Squad for that first America's Most Wanted. I was down with that.
This is crazy because he probably fucks with half the people I got joints with.
Probably.
Oh, bro, don't. Yeah. Send all your shit. Okay. Send all 100% to me, man. Because y'all don't know how much.
Because I mean, I got to join with Killer Priest. Like he's on one of my last records.
Yeah.
Bro, see, that's man. When I'm sitting here in the house. Like during my writing sessions, that's what's playing.
You're playing hip hop, yeah. That's dope.
And I'll just be sitting here at the desk, like I'll have Google Docs open, man. I have a notebook open. I'll be pulling stuff that I wrote down on the road, and I'm trying to put it in here, and then I'm working it on there in the Google Docs, trying to figure out how to structure it. And
it's crazy. It's crazy. Because I've toured Texas a lot, and all the shows I've done in Texas were like straight hip hop shows. They weren't like crunk shit or nothing like that. Cause there's a lot of hardcore hip hop heads in Texas.
Oh yeah.
Maybe, you know what I'm saying? Like, and maybe that's because
it's mainstream. It's mainstream versus what you see on a daily basis. That's the difference.
Yeah.
Hey, how much time are we at real quick?
We're like an hour 10.
Okay, I gotta use the bathroom. Y'all want to keep going?
Yeah, I'll go.
I'll keep going if y'all want to keep going.
Yeah,
it don't matter.
All right, but I gotta use the bathroom, so y'all talk amongst yourselves while the people watch. I have to. I'm sorry. I've held it for like 20 minutes. I just hold up.
I do got a question, man, about that. When you do hip hop shows, because when I've gone to hip hop shows, one of the first things I've noticed is it's almost a mostly white audience that seems to be on the more underground hip hop stuff. Or am I just going to the wrong shows in Austin?
No, that's completely right. It's crazy how that's, I mean, yeah, for like the underground, like real lyricist type hip hop shows, that's majority what it is. I don't know when that transition happened. I know even a lot of super lyrical like Black artists that I know personally, a lot of their fan base is like white underground hip hop heads.
Yeah.
Like that's and like I said, I don't know when that whole transition happened because I started doing heavy hardcore tours and shows probably I mean, I've done shows. I've been rhyming for like 27 years.
Right.
So, but I didn't start hardcore touring until like it started like 2016. And then 2016 up till now, I'm on like my 15th, 16th national tour type shit.
Right.
So since I started doing it, that's been the majority of the audience. I don't know. I mean, I'd have to ask people like when it actually transitioned and changed, but that is majority what I see.
No, I've noticed it, man, as a fan going. So that was one of the things where I was just like, this is really who's keeping the shows going, man, right here.
Yeah.
Wait, what was the question? I'm sorry.
We were talking about.
I kind of think I know, but go ahead.
Well, he wanted to know if the underground hip hop shows are predominantly like white audiences. And
yeah, I could tell that was the question because you're right. That is where it's going.
But see, I don't know. And when I think back, I don't know when that started. I don't know the transition.
I'll tell you, I can tell you when it started. Well, here's one thing. Let me rephrase this. It depends on when, or excuse me, where you're talking about. Okay. But it depends on where you're talking about. But it started about 2004, early. Really? It was a long time ago, and people didn't really realize that. That's when it started. It started when Eminem had the big run, and you started having your different rappers of different nationalities, because it's not just white and black, which people think that bullshit, because that's a myth. It's all kinds of people. There's plenty of Immortal Technique and plenty of rappers that have been around for many, many years that are different nationalities. It's really a bullshit thing that people place these labels on. But in terms of predominantly who's going to shows, it was 100% right after the Eminem movement. I mean, that's plain and simple. It was.
I remember when Eminem was on the Lyricist Lounge album from Rockets Records, man. I remember that was the first time I heard him.
Right,
and
mainstream.
And he was not signed at that time to anybody. Yeah. He showed up on that.
That's when it started. And it's built slowly. It wasn't just like, boom, all of a sudden shows changed. No, but it changed the landscape of who was paying attention.
Yeah,
like I was rhyming before Eminem popped.
No, I know. That's not what we're talking about. No, 100%. 100%.
I know what you're talking about, but what I'm saying is
the audience.
But I was because I feel like if I actually read something recently, there was like an Eminem book that came out or whatever, and I think if Eminem didn't pop, it would be different. It would still.
It's a good thing. It's a good thing.
Yeah, it definitely diversified things, I think. As far as like hip hop, it diversified hip hop.
100%. It's a great thing that happened. It needed to happen, especially with Dr. Dre being the cosign. All of that needed to happen. But it's 50 Cent coming and all that.
But it's definitely a where you're at type thing as well.
It is.
Because shouts out to Marcel.
Because an underground scene in Oakland is different than an underground scene in fucking Madison, Wisconsin, or fucking Milwaukee for that matter.
And I mean, shouts out to Marcel. I actually asked Marcel, Marcel P. Black.
Marcel P. Black, yeah.
Shouts to him. I actually asked him for a connect one time because I was trying to formulate a route. And
he's out of Baton Rouge, right? In Oklahoma now?
He actually moved. He's from Oklahoma. He's from Oklahoma. Okay. Moved to Baton Rouge, was down there for a while, and now he moved back to Oklahoma.
Okay, my fault.
Where he's originally from is what it was.
Okay.
But I was trying to formulate a route, and he was telling me, because I was looking for a Mississippi date, and he was like, I could link you, but it's going to be a real black audience. And I said, well, I don't care.
Yeah, that wouldn't matter with hip.
It wouldn't matter with me as long as they're hip hop heads, because I think they're fuck with what I do anyway. It doesn't,
but you're an exception, I think, with that. I'll be honest.
Oh, you think people will be afraid to hit Mississippi? Like a white artist?
I don't know how people would be. It's just like comics, man. I don't know if it's the same way with comics. Am I wrong with this, Roderick? I mean, it's not that they would be afraid or not, but it would be more challenging. But you're a different type of MC, and there's different type of comics.
Yeah.
And so some comics with, you know what I mean? With braces.
I just say always go for it. You know, that's me.
I'm the same way. I'm like, give me whatever.
Yeah, because I played so many red rooms, which this is some weird shit. I'm glad we're talking about this because in comedy, that's a problem we're going through right now. Was recently I'm gonna say since 2020 was the first time I was getting ready to go on a run, and people would tell me political affiliations of the rooms I'm about to play.
Right.
Oh, it's a red room. It's a blue room. It's a purple.
And see, we were talking race. That's a whole nother thing.
Yeah, I was like, what are y'all talking about? And they were like telling me, hey, that room's going to lean red, and they don't like the book comics. Well, what happened was I went out, and if you know my album, Mind Your Business, was pretty much a middle finger to being politically correct. And I just shit on everything and everybody, both sides, everything. And so.
Brilliant work, by the way.
Thank
you.
I
really loved it.
I really wanted to come across as like, we got to go back to minding our own damn business. We worry about too much stuff.
And you start off like, boom, right away talking about it too. And you don't. There's no misnomers. You come out right away like.
I want you to know I hate both of these. I'm just shitting on everything.
Yeah, exactly.
And so I toured like that, and one of the greatest things that happened was I ended up playing mostly red rooms. Like literally
red meaning conservative rooms.
Yeah, they're going to be conservative, like super red. I told you about the one I played in the Trump 2020 flag. Facing me the entire time. I'm looking to the side of the stage, and I'm looking at this giant ass flag, and killed in that room. So it's one of the things where it was kind of like, here's what I'm gonna say: good artists will be recognized regardless of political affiliation, regardless of race. When you're dope, you're dope. Fuck it, you know. People gonna see through all the other bullshit when you.
That is a fact.
And in hip hop, I think black audiences, it's weird because black audience, even back in the Tribe Called Quest days when they dropped, Low End Theory, black audiences would see a white dude at that show and he'd have a certain level of respect, like, okay, white boy, we see you on to the good stuff. And I feel like artists, regardless of the race, if you come in there and you can spit those bars, respect. You're an artist at this point. You're deserving of the respect. And then in comedy, I don't do a lot of political humor. I'm just gonna shit on everything and everyone. So that's who I am. And I think people see through all the BS that comes, he said this and it hurt my feelings. If I can make you laugh, that's all that should matter at the end of the day. Did you laugh? Right. Did you get your money? Yeah. Let's go. Let's roll.
Yeah, man. Yeah. 100%. Yeah, man.
Yeah.
I like
y'all better send me some music links after this. I would be hyped.
Oh, 100%.
I better have all the music links though, man.
Did y'all become friends on Facebook? I'm doing if y'all can see.
Yeah, I added him. Seriously.
Oh, word. Okay, word. Good. Yeah, man. So if you had however many things you want to say, and I'm kind of wrapping up, but kind of not, but I want to get this out the way.
Okay.
If you had some things, one thing, two things, three things to say to somebody, no matter what the age, no matter what kind of storytelling, one-liners, no matter what they do, if you had some advice for someone just starting, I mean, never done open mic, none of that. I mean, obviously hit the open mics and get your reps. We're gonna get that one out the way. That's like the number one rule. You know what I'm saying? But other than that, what kind of advice would you give to a comedian trying to start?
I'm gonna tell you this: if you want a long career in this, don't fuck your female coworkers. Number one, don't fuck your female coworkers.
That's a fact in any business. You can ask the Celtics coach about that shit.
Yeah, don't fuck your female
and
coworkers.
He had me alone, people.
Yeah, bro. See, but here's a question. I don't want to say this. I'm not trying to knock me.
Say whatever you want. I want you to say whatever you don't want to say.
Every time some dude cheats.
No, wait. Whatever you don't want to say, I want you to say.
Okay. Every time some dude cheats and we see that in the media, everybody's always on that dude like, oh, man, I can't believe he cheated on me alone. Nobody asked the question about, hey, maybe Nia Long got some trash pussy. Why didn't nobody ask?
And we don't know. We don't know because we ain't been in it.
Yo,
I'm just saying. Like, look how many times Jennifer Aniston done lost a man. She couldn't
man,
keep
Jennifer
nobody.
Lopez. Jennifer Lopez got more rings than
Yo, you know what's
It's the
so
Cowboys.
Yo,
Jennifer
you know what's so
Lopez got
funny
more
about
rings than the Cowboys.
It's hilarious because there's this random thing that popped up on my Facebook feed one time, and it said the top 40 celebrities that are terrible in the bedroom, and the picture is Halle Berry.
Yeah, well, it's believable. Fuck, it's kind of believable.
Man, if Holly just laid there and just
She's so fine, it's believable.
Bro, but see, yeah, I'm just saying, we don't know.
Hey, look, like 50 Cent and Game said, hate it or love it. Underdogs on top.
I'm just saying. Nobody ever asked if that pussy was DOA. I'm sorry I said that out loud on y'all show.
No, I ain't mad. I ain't mad. I'm assuming Mariah Carey has some whack pussy too, because Nick Cannon has a lot of kids and he left her. So I mean,
man, but Nick, like
he's had a lot.
Nick
I mean,
trying to start his
that.
own Nation of Islam.
Nick,
So
Nick,
Nick like somebody in the Bible. He got 28 kids.
Yeah, but I mean, he's got kids with Mariah, right?
Yeah.
So it couldn't have been that trash because she ain't pull out.
Yeah,
he ain't pull out of a lot though, and they ain't
man,
famous.
I'm tell you right
and
now,
they ain't famous, and they ain't Instagram famous.
Oh, he got a U driveway because he can't back out. He can't. He got to drive straight through. He got a U-shaped driveway. He can't pull out for shit.
At best he got his
garage.
At best he got a pee and can't make rights.
He can't. Hey, that nigga can't even put his car in the garage. He can't pull out shit. Okay.
Oh no, he can put it in there. He can put it in there, but the reverse breaks every time.
Yeah, he just like, my car got to stay in here.
He got Nick. I just washed it. I just washed it. I don't want to.
I'm just saying. Man, I'm just saying, bro. I'm just saying.
No, it's a good point. I don't know what point
Nick hears this.
I'm laughing at. I hope Nick hears this too. I hope he uses it.
I mean, we can use this as a clip and tag him, whatever you want.
Yeah, do it. I want Nick to know I said it. I put my name on it. That brother got a U-shaped driveway. He is not pulling out of a damn thing. I don't care what he think about me. I said it. I'll stand on it.
Shit.
I'm just saying, bro. All right, so let me come back to what I was gonna say.
I don't even know what you was gonna say now.
I was gonna say that was my first rule for being in comedy, man, in this career. Don't fuck your
Don't have a U-shaped driveway.
Yeah, pull out all the time.
Do not build a U-shaped driveway if you're gonna be in comedy. That's
bro. That's the worst thing. If you bang your female co-partners or co-workers in comedy, you're gonna be in that set, and you don't want to be known as the dude to be eating whipped cream off booty holes, because it will be a joke. I'm gonna tell you that if you got a kink, it's coming out in a joke. They gonna talk about you.
I think you can say that whole rule without it even applying to comedy.
Oh, bro,
that's just life
rule. That's a life.
That's a life.
No whipped cream off booty holes. Don't do it.
No, you should do that. It's amazing. That's keto, because booties be fat with a pH. That's healthy fat. That's that keto fat.
Wait a second.
I said it. I want y'all to write it down. Somebody's here and it's like, this old nigga preaching. I'm writing all this down. I'm putting all this on paper. He said some things I need to know.
Yo, you can't. I'll fuck. I'm done. I was gonna say something, but I ain't got nothing.
Got you with that one.
Nah, yeah, you did. You got me with that one. Jesus Christ.
Other thing I'll say is don't, man.
Oh, you got more.
Yeah, I've seen so many careers end on this one, and I told.
I forgot what I asked. I asked like to aspiring comics what to do in this.
Yeah, I'm giving y'all a whole list.
Pull out.
Don't bang your coworkers.
And no whipped cream. No whipped cream out booty holes.
I was expecting maybe the first one be inspiring, and I told y'all he'd come right out the gate, and then maybe 2 and 3 be some funny shit. No. No, 1, 2, and 3 were funny as fuck and real. They were
And
real.
real. Every single one of them was real rude.
I did not say you do. I did not say you were not testifying.
Okay.
Okay.
Also, here's
But
another one.
let's
Stay
get
off the hard
to
drugs.
4.
Hard. Avoid
ladies and
all
gentlemen,
hard
this is number 4.
drugs. Yeah, hard drugs. Don't say
Avoid
no.
hard drugs.
Oh,
Oh,
man,
this is now you want to tell the kids something?
yeah, that's what. Well, look, man, I tell kids right now, say no, say yes to some drugs because weed's amazing and so are mushrooms. But
Mushrooms can save your life.
But
It's
don't-
helping soldiers.
if
Yes.
you got to shoot up, if it came in a needle, bruh.
Yeah, don't shoot up
no.
mushrooms.
Because man, I've lost so many homies in this business to coke.
No,
and heroin,
no
man.
joke. No joke though.
That's
no, you
what-
were that's real
Yeah,
shit.
heroin's
Yeah.
fucked up. It's
Bro,
fucked.
them
Yeah.
two, coke and
Coke,
heroin. Man.
a lot of the hard ones. No, he's right. If
Yeah,
you ain't
no,
doing
but-
hallucinogenics and weed, you fucking up, basically.
Yeah, oh, bro, yeah. I mean, like if you got weed, mushrooms, and strippers, you're shit. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I'd rather regular girls that are gonna give up pussy instead of paying for nothing. But I understand. You know what I'm
Man,
saying?
sometimes I got some
we-
stripper friends that have got me through some hard times. Okay.
And I
Yeah.
mean we've seen plenty of the long-term stories of like
Oh,
I mean, it's-
performers
yeah.
on stage on heroin.
Too many. Yeah, yeah, that's a
coked
real
out.
thing. Yeah.
Like it's not good at
Yeah.
all. So
It ends so many careers. So that when I tell people,
Yeah.
man, like
Yeah.
always,
That's-
when I'm
that's
telling you
serious.
something, there's
Yeah.
a truth to some of the craziness I'm gonna say to you.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
that's the one where I always come out and say, man, look,
yeah.
stay off of heroin and cocaine will never give you a happy ending. Your career's
No.
gonna end.
Yeah.
And you will still have that addiction
There-
and the fans.
there's
and music,
no-
everything's gone. So
Yeah, I'm sorry, but yeah, no, you're right. There's no good stories about that at all. Even people with good careers, it's tragic. You know what I'm saying?
no,
And that's you don't want that. You don't want that. You know
I'm
what I'm saying?
telling you, man, stop it,
Yeah, 'cause
weed
it-
and
'cause-
mushrooms. Stop.
Yo, it's first of all, that's it for me. I drink, you know what I mean, not crazy heavy, but I drink and weed and mushrooms. That's pretty. I don't even do that. Like I did acid in my earlier days, 20 years ago, 20 years ago. 20 years ago. And I just it just went through my mind like, no, it's about exactly 20 years ago.
We
But
see.
Then I was like, I'm done with that.
That's
yeah,
like,
yeah.
I'm gonna wipe myself out of this memory.
But you know, just weed and mushrooms is in microdose forms.
Yeah.
You know, not long trips. It's reset type shit.
Yeah, no,
You know what I'm
man.
saying? I've done some DMT here and there, but I mean, but all that hard shit, I've never met anybody that told me like, yo, check out this story and it's been great.
Yeah.
Like, you know what
I
I'm
actually
saying?
had a homie, man, one time
Yeah.
we were in Hawaii and I lost him. Day one in Hawaii. We were there for like 4 or 5
Okay,
days. I lost
This
this
is a
dude.
great story. Yeah,
And
already.
so we were all partying,
Oh,
right?
you lost a dude.
Yeah, it was one of my boys. It was a
Oh,
group of
shit.
5 of us.
Okay,
We
this
get
isn't a
to
great story.
The Big
I'm sorry.
Island of Oahu. We're all partying it up. We lose this
Yeah.
dude night number 1 in the nightclub.
I did that in
don't
Mexico
see-
once with a homie. We lost to Mexico, a homie in Mexico. We lost first night
Yeah.
for 3 days. Yeah.
Day
So,
number
good.
5, he
Yeah.
shows back up when it's time for us to leave. And I'm like, bro, where you been for the last 5 days? And he said, man, bro, it's been wild. He said, I'm gonna tell you something. I tried crack, man. And I said, what? He said, and it's not even all that. And I said, what do you mean it's not all that? Well, we ended up having a drug test 2 days after we leave. And he pops. But when he pops for every known drug in his system. And they said the reason he was able to smoke crack and it not take is because he had so many drugs in his system. Crack was like, ain't no room for us in here. We just go leave in the pee. Literally a true story. That's how high that man was for them 5 days, man.
that's crazy.
Everything was in it. He just
Yeah.
partied it up.
I have a feeling if he probably did enough hallucinogens where none of the other hard drugs were like, oh, what are we doing here?
Yeah,
what I'm saying? Like,
it
we're
was,
not gonna do
everything
anything.
was in the system. So they were like, no, man, he had it. So when he tried crack, he smoked crack. He
Yeah.
told us, man, I took the pipe and I was like, well, I've already done everything else. This ain't shit. He gave the girl a pipe back, didn't even get high off of it, he said. And I was like, bro, by the time they tested his urine, every known drug was already in his bloodstream.
God damn.
And so I was like, at that
That's
point,
crazy.
man, and I watched him beat it. Like we stayed homies for years, man. And I watched him be, when he died a better man. With had a wife, had kids. He did the whole
Yeah.
thing, had his own business. But man, that 5 days was like, at that point, I was like, ain't no hard drugs in this world for me, bro. They're just
Yeah.
That's that shit.
Well,
is
this has
super
been a
crazy.
positive message from Roderick McDaniel. And good night, everyone. No,
That's super crazy though, because
I'm just playing. I'm playing.
isn't it? I don't know which one it is. I mean, I've always been a pretty sober dude, but is it crack or heroin where you never get as high as you get the first time? I can't remember what.
Both.
I bet both.
Is it both of those?
I bet both of those.
Yeah, you're always
you're
always
constantly
chasing
chasing that high.
That's what they always say about
both.
heroin.
It's
Is you're
definitely
chasing
both.
that dragon because you.
But that's
never
the same
get
as
that
crack.
first high. Oh,
They say that about coke too. Coke,
Yeah,
not
man.
freebase.
And I I've done comedy shows where I went to a comedy club one time and the dude was like, "Hey, you need anything before you go on stage?" And I'm like, "Yeah, a bottle of water." And we were in the green room and he was like, "Nah, I mean anything." And he had you remember that scene in Sisters where John Cena pops open the little mini suitcase and it's got everything in there? Dude was in the green room with the little mini suitcase and it had everything in there. And I was like, "Yeah,
Fear and
no,
loathing.
dog, I'm gonna just need this bottle of water and I'm gonna get the fuck out."
Yeah.
This is a white dude, man. And it was
You're like, I got to
South.
do a set.
I'm black still. I'm aware I'm black, and this is Louisiana. They not gonna catch me with all this on me. I'm sorry, sir. Let me go do my jokes with this bottle of water. But I'm always gonna tell everybody that, man. Like, and I go to parties, man, and I went to this one party, and I was high as shit when I got there because I smoked, and it was a birthday party for one of my boys, and he was like, "Man, there's food in the kitchen. There's food, go get some drinks, whatever you want to do." Everybody's partying all around the house. And I go in the kitchen and there's this tray of cupcakes, right? But next to it looks like the pile of cocaine from Scarface. Like this tray full of coke in a mirror and it's next to the cupcakes. And I'm like, hey, I pick up the whole tray of cupcakes and move it to the other side of the kitchen. And they say, "Dog, why you moving the whole tray of cupcakes?" I said, "Look, y'all gonna do that. I'm gonna do this. Y'all gonna get high. I'm gonna have to fight diabetes. Okay? And I don't want to get one of these cupcakes with some cocaine dust on it, and then they can't sleep for 4 days. I'm gonna be mad and say, "Oh, so give me these damn cupcakes and leave me the fuck alone." That's what I did, though.
You're like, I don't want to be sitting weird and be up all night.
Yeah, man, I'm gonna be miserable, man. I'm
shit.
like, man, them damn cupcakes got me fucked up. That's some different Betty Crocker icing than that shit. I don't want that shit, dude. I'm up here cleaning my house at 4 a.m.
That pound of sugar hit different when it's cocaine.
Boy, that ain't that Imperial. That was something else. I don't like these cupcakes.
Oh man.
Yeah. Oh man. Man.
Yeah,
Let me ask you something. Do you have a most memorable show ever?
Bro,
as a stand-up. Obviously as a stand-up.
Bro, I'm gonna have to tell you, I've opened for some dope ass dudes, and Jeremy Piven from Entourage.
Oh yes,
opening for him was dope.
Wait, you said from Entourage?
Yeah, man, Jeremy.
You know what I know. You know what I know him from? My favorite shit.
It's probably gonna be Old School.
PCU.
Forgot he was in that. God, he's in that. Yes.
I fucking love Jeremy Piven in that movie. Yo, you know that movie, Daku?
Yeah, I see that shit. This shit's
that movie was my shit back in the day. Yeah, that movie was hilarious.
In that one, man. Yeah,
his character was fucking fire. But anyway, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Old School's my shit too, though.
Yeah, of course, Old School.
He's dope as hell, man. He was probably one of the most down to earth, kindest.
And he was doing stand up.
Yeah, man, he's out on a tour earlier this year doing stand up, and then when he does, he'll do 30 minutes of comedy, and then his band comes out on stage, and then they perform, and he's a drummer.
Get the fuck out of here!
Yeah, no, man. And the first song they did was Stevie Wonder's "Superstition," and I mean brought down the house.
And he's a real drummer,
bro.
Jacob, did you know that?
I did not know that.
Bro, he's dope. He's dope as shit.
Crazy.
If you get a chance to see him, go see him live.
Nah, I don't know if I will, but I mean, I'm intrigued. I'm gonna go find some YouTube shit or something. You know what I'm saying?
Bro, he drummed his ass off, man. It was amazing.
That's dope.
And I enjoyed that show, but this past weekend may be my most memorable. I got to work with Mikey Winfield, man.
Okay.
And Mike's dope as hell. You know, America's Got Talent, man. He's blowing up. He's blowing up, man. And so I'm watching his set and I'm sitting in the back, right?
Did you know him beforehand?
Sorry. I was aware of him.
Okay.
But I never got to watch him perform.
All right, let's go.
You know?
Let's go.
So I'm sitting in the back of the room and he does this joke about manifesting. And he said, "Hey man, you want to manifest something in your life, you got to say it out loud in a group of people. Say it to the universe, and the universe will answer it and manifest it. But you can't think it. You got to say it out loud. And he said, so on the count of 3, I'm going to count it down, and y'all all going to shout out what you're trying to manifest. 1, 2, 3. Audience don't say shit. They quiet. They just quiet. He said, come on, man. It's not going to work unless y'all manifest it and say it out loud. And so I'm like, man, I'm not going to leave my boy hanging. If he says it, I'm going to shout something. So he goes, 1, 2, 3. Does it again. Nobody says anything. And I just yell from the back of the room, big booty white girls, right? I don't know what I was thinking. I don't know what's going on with me. I have issues. I have demons. Okay.
Oh, well, you said what you was thinking. You don't need
I'm fighting demons. Okay. So I yelled big booty white girls out to the whole club. And he said, oh, wait a minute. That was aggressive as hell. What did you say? So he said, I think I heard you, but say it again. And I'm like, damn. And I said, big booty white girls. And he said, so he looks at the room like this. Bro, I think you about to manifest your dream. And I was like, damn. So, and he does like 10 minutes on big booty white girls and me yelling that out loud, man. Like, he kills me. And I'm just sitting there laughing uncontrollably. And there's this dude sitting next to me with his wife. And I tap him on the shoulder and I said, if anybody comes over here and asks who said it, I'm going to blame this on you, bro. And he just started laughing. I was like, you got to take the heat, bro, for this one. And I just sat back in my chair. So what happened is I said that during the set.
About right.
And he keeps doing comedy, right, from that.
Yeah.
But where I'm sitting, all of a sudden, all these big booty ass white girls started walking by me on their way to the bathroom.
Oh, wait a minute.
Like,
wait, you say this as if you're surprised.
But not because I said it, and then all of a sudden I'm like, bitch, there's a whole aisle right there. Why you gotta walk over here? Now I'm mad because my dreams are manifested. Now I'm mad at them, manifested. Shit, you in the way of the show, bitch. Okay, so like there's a whole ass aisle. Walk over there. But no, man, it must have been like 7 big ass booty white girls, like Razor Stick. Anybody knows?
Of course it was 7. Of course it was 7. On the 8th day, God had to rest. So of course it was 7. You manifested 7.
7 of them walked by me between the end of that show and me yelling it out loud. And I'm just sitting there like, you know what? You brought this on your damn self.
7 acorns to my grandfather's ranch.
Should have yelled out $1 million. You should have yelled something else besides big booty white girl, because this is the reason you're not more known. You're dealing with it happened, dog. So at the end of the show, I went up to him and I introduced myself and I said, hey, man, Mike, you know, one of my people, Josh Castro, shout out to my boy and his, Border Laughs comedy. So I said, you know, my boy, Josh Castro, man, he did his show. And I said, man, I missed it. And I was real happy to see you. And I said, also, I'm big booty white girls. And he said, my man gave me a So if you go look at my Instagram right now, Mikey Winfield has replied to the picture of us together in that story.
Nice.
He said he knows me as big booty white girls. But I like it. That's the story of what I yelled out. And my boys were like, you should tell that story as part of your set. So I said, 100%. I really should. So the next night when I had a show, I told big booty white girls the stories from the stage. And everybody said, that's a great joke. I said, I really wish that was a joke.
I wish it was.
I'm fighting demons.
So can I ask you?
It's the real. That's the real.
Hey, that's real shit. What do you prefer? Because I've learned in my short time of doing comedy, I prefer storytelling. What do you prefer?
Man, a lot of my stuff, the closers that I have, are stories. So my album is like a bunch of bam, bam, bam jokes, where it's like real quick and I'm taking a topic and breaking it down. But almost every one of the closers or the jokes that I'm known for is a story that you're going to get told, about, my daughter, the one where I taught her to fight and her and the bully. And that's the joke that I'm known for when I go out on the road. And the other one is, did you just fart, about when you get older and you be making love to your woman and your stomach decide, hey, this would be a good time to take a shit. That's no, it's not stomach. Shit, stop. This is why I got 3 ex-wives, because your ass can't be still doing love.
I have no clue what you're talking about.
Yeah, bro. Yeah, and then the joke about catching the Charlie horse when you having sex. So it's all these weird stories.
Yeah.
You know, man.
Real life,
Charlie,
real life.
Look, I swear to God, anybody listening to this podcast that's over the age of 35 that ain't caught a Charlie horse during sex is lying. They a damn lie. We
lying they ass off.
Yeah, everybody needs to be taking like potassium and drinking Gatorade before they make love after you turn 35.
100%. 100% water. Just lemon water works. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, I can't be up there like, I just got a whole thing of fruit water in the bedroom. Oh, tonight's the night, girl. Let me get my orange water going.
Yo, go on.
Slice some apples into this real quick. I need to pack.
Yo, I'm not even gonna lie. This is the most I laughed on any podcast we've done, right?
100%. I knew this is gonna be a funny one, man.
I told you I was gonna bring it. I told you I was gonna tell you the truth.
You don't need to tell me that. I've seen you perform. And the thing is, you're funny. Just hanging out. Like,
oh yeah,
you
man.
can just be
had
talking.
Fun times, though, man.
And it's I mean that too. But I'm just saying, like, but it's just the conversations are funny no matter what, man. I'm glad you had this one with us. Yeah, man. I had something to say too just now, and I totally just lost. I just lost it, but that's okay.
That's the mushrooms coming back to haunt you.
No, that was day before yesterday.
Okay.
Wait, what's today?
Oh yeah, see?
No, wait, Monday.
Yes,
you gotta
Monday,
open
man.
up Google
It's
calendars to do this show.
No, that was Saturday. Saturday. Yeah.
Respect, man.
Yeah. No, I mean I had to think about it. I went on, remember when what was that? Pineapple Express, when they were like never go full retard. I went full reset. You know what I'm saying?
No, bro.
Yeah.
Oh,
you know what I just did there? I just said full retard. So if they was gonna cancel me, as soon as I said full reset, the same people were like, "Oh, well, I do that every morning with yoga."
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
They're like, "I see what he was saying."
Yeah. It was a slip up. Yeah, no. Yeah, no, bro. I've been there. I told. There's a whole story about me eating 100 milligrams in Vegas. That's that.
Don't go back and give me cancer. Don't go
it
back.
wasn't Pineapple Express. No, it was
It was Tropic Thunder.
Tropic Thunder. Yeah, because it's where Robert Downey Jr.'s in there. And he said, "Never go for a retard."
My fault. My fault.
Yep.
Yeah.
My fault. It's all good. Yeah. I just wanted to correct it and clarify.
No, yeah. Thanks, Jamie.
Dope. I love it, man. I love it.
I'm just fucking with you, dog.
I love it, man.
If you were my motherfucking dog, I wouldn't have said some dumb shit like that, but that's hilarious. Anyway.
That's beautiful. I love it. Man.
So I'm glad you corrected it, though. Hey, but appreciate you, man. I think we really should probably end this.
Yeah, we're close to 2 hours.
It's
been fun, though. It's been a lot of fun.
And this isn't normal. Nah. We might have to have you back. You might end up being our periodic comedy correspondent.
Man. Anytime y'all want me back.
I think we should have a comedy correspondent. What you think?
I mean, it'd be fun.
I'll come back.
We might have to start doing like
he could even be like a special guest on one of our episodes with somebody else. You know what I'm saying? That would be
cool. Oh, that's a good one. Yeah, that could happen too. I was thinking like once every 3 months we do catch up with Roderick podcast and we just talk about what's going on.
I got some stuff about the pop too, so it'll be cool to come back after I can talk about it. So it'll be dope to come back and be able to talk about something I got working on in the background.
Super dope. And I'm holding you to what you told me in person January. I need my 10 minutes.
Oh, bro.
Like I'm saying this on live just to make sure in
fact, I'll say this right now. I'll talk about this. One of the biggest anime conventions in Austin is happening in January, and we already in the negotiation stage for. I think I can top what I did last year for a comedy show. So I already told you, got to come through. Got to come
tell the people. You got dates? You got dates yet?
I already know it's going to be January 20th, 21st, 22nd. It's IkiCon, and it's going to be out at the Kalahari Resort. And if anybody went last year or this year, they already know I was the full-time MC host of the whole event, man.
Okay.
And we did a comedy show there, and we shot some footage for a documentary. And I know one of my boys that shot the documentary about me is wanting to premiere it in January there.
Oh,
but
dope.
I'm already working on a comedy lineup, man, and I got something up here cooking, man.
All right.
It's gonna be the one to be at, man. It's gonna be the one to see.
If you're in Austin or if you're in the Texas area, if you want to come down, it's anime Comic-Con type thing.
This is a big anime.
It's all anime convention.
All anime. So yeah, this is IkiCon, and it's one of the dopest, one of the largest.
The third week of January, basically, is what you're saying.
Gonna be dope.
Hey, man, that's gonna be super dope, yo. Yeah.
Yeah. So
all right, well, Rob, man, appreciate you.
Man,
you know what I'm
thank
saying?
Y'all for having me, man. Seriously.
Yeah.
And man, y'all better send me the music tracks. I'm saying that one more time.
I'm not sending you
tracks in my
I'm not
DMs
sending you nothing. Not a goddamn thing.
No, send me everything. I know Jake will go hook me up. I know he gonna bring it.
Shut up.
I'm gonna send him some shit. I'm gonna send you some shit.
Yeah, I better.
No, you asked. Look, from me, you gonna get some links. From Danku,
right.
You're gonna be like, hey, if this motherfucker don't stop messaging me, yo.
I'm just gonna send you the main link. I'm just sending you the main link. You can
that's what I was gonna do.
Go look what you want to do.
I was just saying, it's gonna be like a week from now. You're gonna be like, yo, hey, Ram, your boy keep sending me messages, dog. Like, what the fuck?
Y'all be
man?
calling.
Like,
hey man, you want to go out, man? I'm still listening to Deku's links, bro.
Yeah, that's how much shit he got on some real. That's how much shit he got. No, but 100%, we gonna send you shit.
Yeah, no, seriously, I appreciate it, man.
For sure.
Yeah.
All right, man.
So what is it? Go ahead, take us out, Ram.
I was doing that.
I was waiting.
Look, this has been live from the motherfucking Cypher, live from the Den podcast, live from Cypher Den. It's my man Danku over here, over there, however you see it. I don't know. My name is Rambunctious. We've had Roderick McDaniel on here. Go check his shit on Spotify and all the streaming links. Live from the Den. It's been fun, man. It's been great enough. Episode number 7.
Yeah. It's been great. It's been great, man.
All right. Thank y'all. All right, y'all.